recording. I didn't need to do that. Perfect. Anyways, so today we'll be going over the three systems that every business needs, and especially with real estate, what can we do with those three systems? Thinking about it on a grand scale, every business needs sales, marketing, and operations. Where to house all of your tools, your shortcuts, your in this case, now we're leading into AI prompting and the AI world. Maybe you have a way of organizing your AI prompts. So I'll go over a lot of suggestions and just speaking theoretically about what is possible. Also, I have a list of recommendations from our leadership team of the best tech tools that they've been using so far. So let's get started. So to set up just the landscape of today's topic, fixing the problem of um, your systems. Maybe you have already accomplished this. Maybe you are just starting out. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in the chat, throw in some questions or comments, or hop off of mute. This is a very interactive class. So, uh, once you identify what is missing, we do understand that when we're reaching out to people, we want to make sure that we're following up. That is also sales leading into marketing. Reaching out to people is the marketing aspect. How are we reaching people? Is it through email? Is it through cold calling? Is it through open houses? Is it through social media? Even within the social media landscape itself, you can accomplish sales, marketing, and organization if you really streamline your processes. Simple tools can make things flow a lot easier. We don't need to make it fancy. And thinking about in the KW world, the CRM is a place where you can accomplish all of those three things. But everybody has a different way of facilitating their business. Everybody has a different way of how they want to market themselves and their brand. And Command can accomplish email marketing. It can accomplish posting for you to keep you consistent if you want to use social media. So if anybody wants to drop in the chat what their goals are this year, how are you going to lead generate this year? How are you going to streamline your sales and your marketing? If you want to drop that in the chat, would love to talk more about your particular ideas. So I want to make sure that this is something that everybody can get value from today. So, thinking about all the different tools out there, sales, marketing, and backend operations. So, for marketing, we've talked a lot about using Canva more efficiently because we have access to Canva through the KW ecosystem. So if you go to Canva, and I'm going to put a lot of links in the chat right now. I have one for you. I'd love to figure out how to reach out to renters on a more systematic basis. Perfect. Thank you for that. Okay, well, let's work on that scenario. So continuing with the marketing system, Canva.kw.com is your immediate access point to the KW Enterprise account. You can check out the previous Tech Thursday classes to see exactly how to log in, what is easy to accomplish, what you can do with it. And do pay attention to I think it's a Canva AI assistant tool, where it can even give you recommendations on how to sharpen up your graphics. Thinking about that marketing system, how we're going to deploy our emails, our graphics on a consistent basis, highly recommend you to save your templates and use them over and over again. Saving your specific color schemes. This will make you save so much time. It's a minimal effort, but in the long run, I find myself going back to the old graphics that I took time to create in the beginning of time. in building my brand. And so just simply creating one flyer for sold, one flyer for just listed. I have a lot of people reaching out to me to create their listing presentations. Just ironing that out, letting it sit there for whenever you need it will help you save 5, 10 minutes per session to just maybe get a more sharp or personalized presentation out to your potential buyers or sellers. Did we ever figure out why the Canva designs I create in Canva weren't downloadable the last time? Because of the features. So we did. It was be aware that some of the features in Canva are still only available to pro users. Some graphics won't be available for our enterprise account. So in that case, that's why some graphics won't be downloadable. It's because you're using assets that are not available to your enterprise account. If you want to dive deeper into that, happy to go over. Okay, I did see that notification on my end, so I'm gonna repeat. So, in Canva, some features are gonna be limited. We have access to what is called an enterprise account. The benefit of this is, especially for us in real estate, is we have access to the NWMLS. So it's an easy drag and drop into your Canva graphic. It would really help if you just check out the previous Tech Thursday class to go over that specific Canva class and see if there's anything that you're missing in your system. Yes. And if you have any questions and want to meet for a tech one-on-one, I'm meeting with a lot of people this week about sharpening up their listing presentation, just thinking about marketing in general as a whole. And then we want to move on to the sales portion. Sales is yes, the recording is going to be on the bkcohub.com, and it's going to only be accessible if you are on your personal Gmail. This is the other side of the KW. So like Leisha, you have your email, Leisha Just Right Homes. Make sure you're on that one when you're accessing the BKCO hub because it's not allowing our KW email to access that. I'll go into that at another time on why. Uh, but going back to the sales system, sales involves outreach and following up. If you build your templates right now, setting your setting the landscape up for the entire year can reduce hours and hours of following up. Because we have access to Gemini in our KW suite, in our KW email, you also get access to the Gemini AI assistance features. The other day, I was in my email and I was trying to respond to a tech one-on-one inquiry. And because I've activated Gemini in my backend, I'll show you how to do that in a moment, but it will predict what I can respond with. And it was funny to me because it had the same characteristics, like it already knew how I write because I think I activated it about a few weeks ago. But the email read, "Hey, welcome. Yes, thank you for reaching out. Welcome to KW East Side. Here's my scheduling link." It already plugged in my scheduling link because it has it on the back end. Saved me minutes, right? But if I have 50 emails to get to, oh wow, it just makes life so much easier. And then it ended it with thank you, cheers, exclamation point. And that made me laugh because that's not something a lot of people I see, at least. I don't see a lot of people ending their email with cheers. I know I do. And so that made me really excited. Yeah. And so it's simple
Um,
as that. Jump
yeah.
in. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I was just sorry. Yeah, I just want to make sure you were doing this in where
Gmail.
doing this with Gmail. So
Hmm.
since you have Gmail activated, when you doing your normal routinely response in your Gmail, Gmail already kind of help you to writing. And then back to earlier, you were saying you have to log in with your personal Gmail.
Oh, yes, the BKCO hub is only
Oh,
accessible
that
with
help.
your personal Gmail. Only that
Okay.
part.
Okay,
Right.
only that part. But Gmail, you know, Gmail, you can either log in Gmail, their like website version, or you can use your Gmail in some people use on their local computer, could be
Or
Outlook,
like an
something
app.
like that. Yeah. Then
Hmm.
some people use Gmail in the brewery. Would there be any difference when you use Gmail in a different platform?
Yes. Yes, because the parent platform would be Brivity, and so it wouldn't necessarily have all the features. So to
Mhm.
access your Gmail, when you do get that response back from Scott Leroy to log back into your email, you would go Google,
Okay.
Google, and then
Yeah.
log in through the Gmail here.
Mhm.
And so I actually pulled up an email because it was just so funny to me yesterday. So yes, I met with one of the agents here, and then here on the very top corner is my Ask Gemini tool. When you log in, it should give you a prompt. Every so often, it comes back around to activate AI on the back end to help you predict your email. But there you go, is my suggested reply. Sounds good, love. Talk
Um,
soon. And so I just click on it and it's there. And then I
okay.
can go down
Mm.
here and I can click send. Another thing too, just to navigate this email portion, because it's just so unique and special, is this help me write. Now you can go in here and then you can type what you want to say and it can articulate everything and kind of repredict a better email for you. If you have any specific questions, please chat with me. I'm really excited about these things. There's also, I think it's this symbol here that you want to look out for. It's that diamond shape is Gemini's icon. Same as this one here. So the other day, I had somebody ask, okay, when are you available next? Help me schedule. It's connected to my calendar. My calendar has a scheduling tool. So if I click that, it'll show exactly when I'm available next so that in the email they can book whenever. I did a class on this a few months back, and also I think just recently when talking about the new AI features that within, and this comes into the organization portion of what we're talking about, so we're not too far out of our topic today, but sales leading into organization. Please utilize what is available here because you're logged into a Google Suite. Now, Google Suite, if you were to purchase that on your own with a personal Gmail, it's around like 90 to $100 per month. Now, if you're using your KW email, you get all of these Gemini access tools and everything. And instead of using Calendly paying $10 a month, you can go down to create up an appointment schedule. Now you have your own personal booking link. So that's what it was feeding from. That's what this calendar was feeding from is my availability based on my booking tool that I created through this calendar. So it's very similar to what you see on Calendly, the layout of it, but the only difference is it's in your Gmail. Anyone wants to book a one-on-one with me? Here's the preview page. I know a lot of people are particular about how the the client's experience is, and it's pretty simple. It's nothing really fancy about it. The convenience is it's connected to your entire uh, Google world. And for convenience, for simplicity, I love it. Just making everything super streamlined is my personal goal. So, okay, going back into the presentation, and please take notes. If you guys have any specific questions that I can dive into, drop them in the chat. Can we also use Gemini Pro for other things outside of email, or is it just for, oh no,
I mean,
yes, it's
it just
for
like
Gmail.
unfortunately is what it is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like it sucks. It's we followed up, we did our job. If they're not wanting to cover us, then like that's what it is right now.
Yeah,
Oh.
Like
yeah. Unfortunately, that's what it is.
like
And so, one second. Alrighty. Let's continue. If you have any questions, again, please drop it in the chat. And so, covering the sales, making everything super efficient, how are we going to reach out to people? Can we have that specific email set up to follow up with them? I built something called the setter chat flow. And I can send this to you guys if you're interested. And I kind of go on the fly with my talks sometimes based on what people are super interested in. But do you have a list of questions that you go through during your listing presentation? If somebody says, "Hey, I'm interested," can you give them a specific outline of, okay, hey, okay, great. Sounds like you're here. Have you done this? Sounds like, have you done XYZ? And it's very easy for us to think about it on when on the fly, but we also tend to miss those opportunities to dive deeper. So I highly recommend going to the drawing board and thinking about those questions. You know your target audience. You know you can build up the perfect scenario, the perfect client, and think about those questions that you want to ask to get to the appointment. Okay, if you're at the appointment, do you have those questions that you're going to ask during the consultation? It's going to be another specific list of questions. If they already tell you the answers, yeah, okay, skip on to the next part of the question. Just to ensure that you're going through everything. Yeah, we do know it up here, but when we're in front of the person, we miss things. We get caught up in talking about the day to day and how's the weather and oh yeah, like let's go back to the conversation. So having some talking points are super helpful, uh, believe it or not. That takes me into the back end operation system. So where are those checklists? Where do they live? How are we using our calendar effectively? Are we creating blocks in our calendars? Few months back, really, I was really intrigued by this popular biohacking trend, and everybody's talking about how they can biohack their life. And I was like, this is super cool. Yes, health is wealth. I want to streamline everything from my day to day. So I got super obsessive about trying to outline my day. And was I successful in the beginning? Absolutely not. I created all of these tasks and things to do, and I was super excited about it. Every day I would try. I would try to accomplish the things. I would try to make sure I'm on the mark with my lead generation time, my follow up time, my posting schedule, uh, checking in, even working out. Did I eat healthy today? Did I, it's time to walk Brody, my puppy. So just having everything organized. And now I can say, because I had AI, like study AI on Sundays, and it comes up on my calendar, I'm forced to think, okay, hey, what's one thing that I can do today? Or is it really worth my time to just spend 5 minutes to do some research, to do some back end work? And it really pushed me through to accomplish some things that I really had on my list to do before the end of the year. And so it's those little things that really streamline your back end. And we'll go into some tech tools that help really get you there. But I want to just talk right now about the overall concept of things. So let's go on to the next slide. I'm going to check the chat real quick if I missed anything. Okay, good. So thinking about scenarios now, and if you guys want to drop in some specific scenarios in the chat, I'd love that. No, Yelena talked about, okay, how to reach out to renters on a more systematic basis. Same thing I would do for what I was mentioning earlier about just creating a, what do you call this, time block in my calendar. I would block in my calendar specifically, reach out to 5 people, send out emails, reach out to a new title company, build relationships. What that looks like, what that world looks like, your coach might help you take it to the next level, maybe connect you with more people to just really figure that out. But figuring out how to reach out to renters on a more systematic basis could also look like sending out specific mailers to them too. So not reaching out specifically, but having a follow-up process. Within Command, some people may be using Brivity here, but within Command, they have something called Smart Plans. It's specific to sending out newsletters, just following up. There are a lot of templates there, but I'll tell you one thing I noticed is the best of the best use the most simplest formats. Grant Cardone's email list is just nothing but simple texts, no photos, no banners, no. I think it might have his name, but not a full signature lines. Don't overthink it. Just get started with some type of outreach. And Gemini can help you accomplish that. If I were to go in to start fresh into Gemini, and I'll open up Gemini here so you guys can see what it would look like. But because I am logged into my Ben Kinney email also has access to Gemini Pro. This is my Ben Kinney email, and how I can check which email I'm on is, I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I'm pretty sure you can see my cursor is on the top right corner. That's where I'll be able to find my profiles. And if I'm logged in to my email, Ben Kinney email, my Ben Kinney email, should be able to access my Gemini Pro account. Jordan the other day mentioned too that he's using Gemini a lot. Jordan is the team leader at the KW Eastside office. Lena too says she uses Gemini, Perplexity, and Whisper. Whisper is a tool that you can activate in your backend. Is this Brivity or just, this is just email. Gemini, paired with other tools to make things easier, is the simplest way I can explain text stacking. Super intriguing for me. If you want to talk more about that, I'm happy to geek out on that with you. Uh, and so here's another fun one to look up. Whisper, I think it's called, or maybe it's without an E. But Whisper will help you do talk to text. So I can, with a setup process, like press a key on my computer and go here and just talk to text and speak directly into Gemini. If not, I'm gonna go the, what's weird to say, old-fashioned way of just typing out what I want it to do. But the whole concept of coming into Gemini and feeding in all the information is to give it a whole scenario of what you want. So if I'm going to go back to Yelena's specific scenario topic of reaching out to renters, building up an email list, I'd come here and say, I act as a realtor, act as is really important. Act as an expert marketer. I use that a lot. Act as a expert strategist, act as a Um, and also David Monroe, who's our productivity coach, likes to flip the script and say, act as a renter, act as the buyer on the other side. Because yes, it's Gemini, yes, it's an AI, large language model, and can understand so much and grasp whatever's on the internet, but it does better at being the client on the other side because it doesn't know the creative ways that we operate and work as realtors. It doesn't have a grasp on the emotional aspect of what it takes to accomplish what we do on a day-to-day basis, which still makes our creative thinking superior. So you could say act as a buyer, as a renter. What would you want to hear from your realtor if you were looking for a home, if you were stuck in renting, and if you had, you know, goals this year of getting into your first house? Create a list or create a, you would say, create a, I'm missing my words here. Create a uh, drip campaign. Create a drip campaign, which is a series of emails meant to accomplish a certain goal, sent in a certain cadence over a specific amount of time. And you would say, create that email and go over it. And don't be afraid to question or like ask it to dive deeper or ask it to say it in a different way, be more concise. I do that a lot with the way I work with AI. It's going to shoot me a lot of things, and AI can hallucinate. Sometimes it's going to talk about a lot of random stuff or things that don't really necessarily sound like me. Um, but yes, using Gemini is going to be super key in a lot of ways in terms of creative writing, in terms of um, problem solving. And so I'm going to end that there. As I know we can go so much deeper, but if you guys don't have access to Gemini, you need access to your Gmail, your KW email, which is in Google, please let me know. Okay, and then so now we're talking about that simple nurture plan already. A consistent weekly rhythm. Marketing should never be random. Establish a fixed, non-negotiable schedule for content creation and distribution. Remember, people need to see you 7 times to trust you. They need that to be able to understand you on a deeper level. It's not one conversation, it's another. And so leverage all the different ways of outreach is, and if you didn't know, people spend at least 2 hours a day on their phone, scrolling on social media, not at once, but in different pockets, like in the morning, but all together on average. There are 80 billion users on the internet last time I checked. And they're all spending about 2 hours a day on their phone, on their social. So leverage what you've got from Gemini. Okay, great. Now I have all of this information. Turn it into a post. Okay, great. This is a good idea. Let's go into Canva. Create a graphic. There's so many different tools here too. Gemini can create images for you. It can create a video for you. Because you have Pro, you don't need to pay extra for that. So that's really big deal here. Deep research will search in real time. It's very efficient, especially if you're looking for resources. It'll give you some information and the direct source to look up, to verify, to send to your client for further reassurance. Let's get back here to the KW and AI support for marketing. So in the KW ecosystem, if you're using a command, the best thing to do as you're loading up contacts, as you're updating your database, is to start tagging, is to see who is, and the simplest tags that you could do is cold, warm, and hot. Okay, this is great because if I'm gonna go in and I want to get things done, I know I can go to all of these my cold leads. I have one email that I can send to everybody in that pool. I can go into the warm leads and send them a follow-up email that should just be of a similar email. Here's what's going on. Or it could be more custom. Maybe you have a baseline email. Just, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And then you go in particularly to that person and follow up with them. What's really important too is being able to document all of your conversations. And that's why CRMs are the best. On an organizational standpoint, if you're not using a CRM to track, you're missing out on keeping notes on what happened to Jenna last month. She went through surgery, and then also Jackie has, her son's thing, and it was such a big deal for them. So being able to connect with people on that level and being able to remember is super impossible if you're just keeping it up here. So consistency is great. See you, Sue. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you guys soon. I know Sue and yes, we need to catch up. All right, and with the AI tools, highly recommend using, if you want to use ChatGPT, great. I have a lot of experience with ChatGPT and Gemini. I'm barely scratching the surface, but I'm trying to be really specific on what tools I'm using and not to uh just spend time trying to find every tool, but to just find the tool that I need. As someone who loves tech, I'm even overwhelmed with the amount of things that are out there and available to us. And I don't want that to be you. I want you to pick a specific tool, pick a specific scenario and how you're going to use that tool. Canva Magic Tools, that is basically talking about the AI assistant that is available in Canva. It looks similar to that Gemini. So I'll pull up Canva here. So canva.kw.com. If I log in here and I open up a project, so logging in looks like this for you. When you log in for the first time, you'll be met with your command login interface. Canva and command and all the C's, all the C apps make me so confused here. Okay, this is the best reminder of if you have another Canva account. If you log in and you see Canva, KWX Canva, then that's your cue that you're in the right place. We did an open house flyer the other day, so I'm gonna pull this up, but just as an example, I'm in this graphic. We created this graphic. We used, and you'll probably see this in the tutorial when you find that Tech Thursday class about Canva specifically, but write down in apps. For those of you who are here for the first time, there is a Keller Williams app that is directly connected with the NWMLS. This is just a reminder. And it'll pull in the information from the NWMLS directly into Canva. So I'm just logging in here. If you don't see my other screen, you're not missing much. But if I'm after logging in, you'll see this. you'll be able to search. And that's where we got all of these specific information. Now, if I click on the graphic itself, you see Ask Canva. That is the AI assistance tool. If you click on the graphic, it'll give you the option to generate a text, make me an image, or even give me design advice. So it'll look at this page and say, hey, you should do XYZ. And I hit send and, it'll give me some feedback. And then you can go from there. So does anybody have any questions? I know we're going over a lot and it's just super detailed here. So want to make sure that we're not missing anything. If you have any questions, feel free to jump off of mute. Identifying your core topics. What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to send out to your database? I think email still needs to be top priority, sending something out on a weekly base, not a weekly, but maybe a monthly basis to your entire database is important to stay top of mind. People don't often respond, and that's okay. Can you use this for newsletters? You can. You can, and Canva also, well, it is, I haven't tried it, but Canva has a new email creation tool. What's your favorite newsletter? What's your favorite newsletter tool? MailChimp. Good old MailChimp can send out 500 emails for free. It's connected with, it could be connected with Command as well. And I say Command a lot because that is our most available tool that's free. But it can integrate with your command, so it'll feed right back into your database. This is a new feature that was just released last month. You can create an email, meaning you can create like a newsletter, like you had mentioned, and then copy the HTML code. If you're tech savvy and you can download the HTML code, should work pretty easily. Going back into the checklist for today. Choose your content pillars, your audience, your who, what, why. Who are you going to reach out to? What value can you offer them? Who, what, why should they choose you? Keeping those top of mind and creating all of your core marketing materials is going to be essential with regardless of what you're doing. I think nailing that down, you're accomplishing so much. Building essential templates, creating a weekly schedule. What does that look like for you on a Monday to Friday? If you want to get to 20 homes at the end of the year, you can also go back to Gemini and say, these are my goals. The end of the year, I want to accomplish XYZ. Let's reverse engineer this. Let's go back to the drawing board and just dial back day by day. What do I have to do to accomplish XYZ? This is my target audience. This is who I am. This is my expertise. This is what I love. This is my passion. This is why I love real estate. And this is why I think they should work with me. And let's reverse engineer our goals. So exciting, right? Following up. Following up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Whatever you track builds traction. So bringing people in the top of the funnel. Where is that funnel? Is it social media? Is it creating content that gets people engaged and then gets them to think more and then has pieces of call to action that invite them to book an appointment with you? And then after that, following up, how does that look like? Nurturing them, how does it look like 10, 10 weeks down the road, 10 months down the road? Okay. Most deals are not lost because of competition, but from failure to follow up consistently and promptly. We jumped a little bit through this, but tags, yes, smart plans will deploy pre-written communication sequences, otherwise known as drip campaigns. Pipelines, if you're effectively using your pipelines in command, it would look like opportunities. And so creating opportunities in your command and lining them with the pipeline stages is probably another step into creating a systematic approach to lead generation. Possible, let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're at in the comments, or if you want to send me a quick email and we can chat more. This is my email, acnolan@benkinney.com. Okay. Following up, scripts, super helpful. Sydney hosts amazing script practice every day at 8:30, every weekday at 8:30. Join in. They talk a lot about um, what do you call this? The Phil Jones exactly what to say techniques that Jordan also goes over in his particular classes, but the script practice is available for everybody, and it is 8:30 every weekday. I think everybody knows about speed to lead. As soon as you can, respond to everybody as soon as possible. Oh, said that. Respond to people as soon as you can. Um, as far as touch points, I want to ask you guys, what's your experience when going to an open house? Is it you find a better conversion if you reach out to them the next day and then follow up with a text message the day after with concrete information? Is it easier if you send a video? And try different ways to accomplish all of these things. And everybody has a different way because not everybody's approach is going to be the same. And it matters more on how you can follow up effectively, not specifically to what you do. For example, I was looking for a car a few weeks ago, and I was bombarded with emails, calls from people at the dealership. What really stood out to me are the people who went outside and filmed the car that I inquired about and sent me a email with that specific video. To me, that says a lot about their level of execution, but also if they did a good video, that's great. If they didn't, they did a lousy video and they weren't really like engaging like in the video, um, maybe a video format is not the best. So for me, there isn't a right or wrong. I believe more in accomplishing more touch points. There's no right or wrong method, but specifically to the amount of outreaches, 8 to 11 touch points in the first month. You meet them, whether it's call, text, email, maybe it's a standard newsletter style email that doesn't feel so salesy. Maybe it's a personal call and a text. Those are already three. Maybe it's a DM. Maybe it's and so as long as you're reaching out to people on a consistent basis, especially after the first time you're meeting them, you can not go wrong. And so this is all I plan on sharing with you guys today. Next class will be about opportunities. So the next step after you get the appointment, right? What happens to get you closer to that deal closing? putting it into command, putting in all the documents, making sure that they go back to they go to your designated broker, and all those details about how to close your deal within command will be discussed at our next Tech Thursday class. The class after that would be about, kind of forget about what that is. See you soon. Happy New Year. The class after that is going to be about Gamma presentations. So using Gamma to create slides. For listing presentations, for any presentation, full disclosure, I use this. If you didn't see that down below, I made this with Gamma on a free account. So the free account means that I don't have much flexibility on choosing some templates, but I don't really mind. Yes, see you soon. Thank you, Elena. All right, well, I hope you guys have an amazing week ahead, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamie. Jamie, yeah?
Yes, Jamie. Thank you.
Awesome. Take care.
JC,
See you
I,
soon.
I have a
Yes.
question if you have the time.
Yeah.
I, I am very, very bad. My knowledge about computers, it's like 1 to 10, it's like a 1. So I am very overwhelmed about all of this because I sometimes don't know what to do. Uh, so it's kind of overwhelming now studying this. Um, but I'm trying to learn. But I might be in touch with you and asking you a lot of questions if you don't mind. And maybe we
Oh,
can
yeah.
make face to face one of these times you have the time to do that.
Yes. I'm gonna send you in the chat my booking link. So in
Okay.
person Tuesday and Wednesday, does that usually work for you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. You have a
Appreciate
great day.
you.
Thank you.
You
Thank you for
too.
your
I'll see you
time. Thank you
soon.
for sharing your knowledge. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'll see you soon. Make sure to book an appointment. I'd love to meet you in person.
I
Let's
will
do
do
that.
that right now. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
See you. Bye.